global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
A little bit away from the real estate crisis, what we're about to look at is actually a situation that befell one of Buhari's minister. This thing has happened to many Nigerians, and most of them in the process of this scenario happening, they have died. People who are supposed to be alive, they died. And he's narrating his case right now. Just let's go through it and you get to know what we are talking about, whether we are going to fight against it or we prepare ourselves for it. Now, according to the news, the former sport minister Solomon Dalong said he was abandoned for about 4 hours due to non-payment of admission deposit at the Refill Medical Services in Jos, the Plateau State capital. The one who stated this on Friday via social media said he became unconscious for about 7 hours after he managed to pay the admission deposit. According to him, and I already said, I took ill on Wednesday, arrived at the hospital and shortly before unconscious after doctors' interviews, was ferried into the emergency ward but abandoned for over 4 hours due to non-payment of admission deposit. Regained partial consciousness. Later did the transfer of the deposit. After that, I fell into unconsciousness again for about 7 hours. To God be the glory. I have been discharged after 3 days and recovering. Were it not for partial consciousness to pay the deposit, I would have been Mr. Late. Many Nigerians have gone this way. Where is our humanity? In a telephone chat on Friday, Dalong also said he asked his aide to take him to the hospital on Wednesday evening when he realized he was gradually transiting into unconsciousness. He said that despite passing out and couldn't make payment through his phone, officials of the hospital insisted on the payment of 8,000 naira deposit before they could treat him. Now, this is really serious, I must say, and we just want to look at this issue because it has happened to many. A lot of Nigerians who ought to be alive today, so many of them are dead as a result of this. My colleague is in the house and we just want to look at this. What is your position in respect to this?
It's rather unfortunate, but I wouldn't say it's nice that it's happening to him, but this has always been the case of many Nigerians out there. Now imagine that he didn't gain consciousness partially to make that deposit, like he rightly said, he would have been Mr. Leeds. But this is the everyday encounter of the average Nigerian on the street. Sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes they don't even have that money, that initial deposit of 80,000 naira to pay. Obviously, the hospital management does not know who he is. If not, they wouldn't have been thought of stressing him over 80,000 naira. That's chicken feed for a former appointee, former minister. These guys are one way or the other, they have touched money. So it's really baffling to him that because of 80,000 that just left me, abandoned me. Yes,
It's amazing.
that has been the case of most Nigerians. There's this issue that has become almost a norm. I don't know if I'm supposed to cry over it or supposed to laugh over it or supposed to feel bad over it, where they will tell you that you need a police report in case of an emergency of maybe a gunshot or something. They'll tell you, if you don't get that police report, they don't deal. And it could be that the person is a victim, or it could be with this issue of insecurity everywhere. And because of that, an innocent soul will die.
Yeah.
And it's good to note that it's happening to a politician, so that just maybe those in the rank of when they say leave propaganda, do the real deal. It looks as if no, we are untouchable. The elite, whenever it goes bad, can always fly abroad. If you make our policies right, make our hospitals function well, and put the right policies at the right places, and bring in truly human people, as in people who have humanity in their heart.
Yes.
Just maybe some why his own is popular or why his own became open is because he's a popular person.
Yeah.
There
Now,
are
a
many.
lot of people are saying that, praying that this should happen to politicians most often. Possibly, there will be a reconsideration in that regards because, unfortunately, it has happened to other people, and a lot of people who would have been alive possibly would have changed the narrative of their family or even their community. Today, they are dead because of that negligence. What do you think the government can do in this regard to see how such things do not occur again?
The unfortunate part is this: when they are in government, such things will not befall them. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Because if Dalong was in this dispensation, of course they would have known that that's the Minister of Sports.
Yeah.
One way or the other. And Minister of Sports is unconscious, so they would have attended to that. But it's because it's in the past, it's among the past, it's in the history. So they don't really know who. Maybe he wasn't popular at this time and all that. But if it can happen, to some of our politicians in this dispensation. I can assure you they will hurriedly make policies and ensure it is enforced. But unfortunately, most of them, before it will even happen, they have the best of hospital medical practitioners around them. They have the best one there. Probably on speed dial self. If they even feel anything, they will have one expert, a professional that will run through their system before they will now take them very quickly, fly them abroad for proper medical checkup. Can't we have that medical facilities and proper health facilities here in Nigeria? That is the question. But until what happened, we may not be seeing any real positive change except for probably propaganda. Nigerians are continuing to propaganda, if you ask me.
All right. I really want people to share this video because some of the suggestions that we are going to make here will be of so much importance to all and sundry. Now, the first thing here that I noticed in this case was the fact that um, this thing is regular. It's been happening because after a while, some of the journalists put up a call to the hospital to demand to know what transpired between them and the former minister, and they're like, "Man, we can't remember that event." Which means it's a normal thing. If you don't pay your money, pay before service. Whether you are dying or not, you've got to pay before service. I think that the government can come in here to help Nigerians correct this, and that can be done through ensuring that everybody has at least a hospital that they go to and they are fully registered. I know it's made available for civil service and those working in very statutory environment or very good organization, but for the common Nigerian, what can be done to correct this issue? Because I must say that these things have been happening and we can't tell who's going to be the next victim. You understand? A lot of people are crying for us. Some people believe that it's always pay before service. They have staffs to pay, they have diesels to buy, equipment must be bought and repay and all of that. But I've always been of that opinion that first of all, save life. That's the reason why we exist. If that humanity is not coming up in us, then we have a lot to talk about here.
I think personally that there should be a policy, if there's none already, where we'll have emergencies like this, where in case you're unconscious, in case you don't have someone that comes around for you, in case you don't have that initial deposit and it's a case of emergency life and death situation, first thing first, save the life first. And if we can't get to see the private hospitals to obey such policies, which I think they should, then we should equip our government hospitals to do same, where we have the best of facilities, the best of medical doctors and medical practitioners there. And when you see such situations, save the life first, then subsequently find a way around getting back the money. It could come in the form of sorry, we will not release your word, we will not release the patient until our deposit or whatever is being made. Or when you are finished saving the life, and if it looks as if money is not going to be forthcoming, you can now discharge the person. At least you've saved that life first.
Yes.
Then maybe the issue with the drugs to be bought, they will not have to find a way around it. At least they have saved the life. But subsequently, if you must come, they come with money for the drugs. That's just my personal opinion. I feel life first.
Another issue of concern is a lot of people are asking, how about his aid? It doesn't mean he couldn't produce that one because he said when he woke up, he saw his aid there, and the aid was like, "Sir, he didn't treat you all this while because money was not available." Question is, why couldn't the aid provide the money? Is it that the man is a very stingy man? By the time I pay for you, when you wake up, you won't pay me my money, or was he expecting something different to happen? Well, a lot to learn from that, but one most profound thing is that always ensure that you go with somebody to the hospital so that in event of such they can salvage the situation. That's what we like.